In my previous video, I brought in a creature named Quincy that I'd made a long time ago, and evolved it into something I renamed as Quinsez, Quinsez. On this planet right here, Grelvix. This time I'm going to open up this planet in, well, a star system nearby, and go into the cell stage. And let's see, I'll start out as an herbivore. Don't need a theme. Let's go with normal this time. I went with easy on an earlier video. Name my planet. Xivlarg. That'll work. And we go through the cutscene. I'll leave it run in case anybody watching this hasn't seen it. Basically, this is the game Spore's way of putting life on a planet. Although it seems when you get there that there was already life on the planet. This is just how the life that you end up playing in the game got there. Or, well, I guess depending on how you look at it, maybe that's how it all got there, because that meteor did break up in a whole bunch of pieces, and if each piece was carrying life, maybe that's how all the rest of the life got there. So here it is, your little piece of life. They call it a cell, but for all practical purposes, you might as well say that's a multicellular life form, at least by the standards of life on Earth. Yeah. None of the life in here is really made out of cells. They're made out of parts, and it has parts just like any other life form in here. Welcome to the tide pool. Throughout Spore, the choices you make impact your future. As a cell, your mission is to eat, grow, and evolve. Growth is measured in your progress bar below. Yeah, you might notice sometimes when I'm reading out loud, I'll actually speak before I read. I should learn not to do that. This is your progress bar. As you eat, you will earn DNA points. You may spend these points on new parts to evolve your cell. As you progress, you grow larger and your world expands. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 5 milestones, so to speak. I'm not sure quite why I'm using the word milestones, because they're nowhere near a mile apart on my screen. Any rate, so let's see. Eat a piece of plant. Eat another piece of plant. By the way, there's only one kind of plant in this game. Those little tiny pieces I'm eating there, that's their simplest form. And later on you'll find them stuck together into a larger form. And that is really the difference between single cellular and larger cellular, single cellular and multicellular life forms, is single cellular life forms only have one cell, multicellular have multiple cells. So when you stick two of those little plants together, technically that's a multicellular life form. It's really nothing more complicated than that. What we're used to seeing as multicellular life forms, of course, have differentiated cells with the same DNA. And that's something that would take a while to evolve if you started out without it. Of course, in all the time humans have been around, that's already been there. Now, what just happened there? I just gained a part. Notice the part doesn't show up on me. Not at that point. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this mating call option, and show you how that works. So I laid an egg. Now, and for those who don't already know, I got a little bit of a pronoun trouble when it comes to talking about stuff like this, because technically my creature in here is female. It laid an egg. I mean, that's like the definition of female. Is it, the one that produces the larger gametes? In this case, the only gametes. And everything in here has the same gender, and yet I will probably repeatedly use the pronoun he, the masculine, because it's an English thing. So yeah. Not an intentional thing I'm doing. It happens, and I tried to correct it. Seemed to have trouble doing that. It's like how I learned English. I have no problem not doing that in Spore languages, sort of languages I created, where the default is epicene rather than masculine. But in English, it's a problem. Okay, cell creator. You can change modes in any creator by clicking on the mode buttons above. Before returning to the tide pool, stop by paint mode and spruce up with a new look. So that's paint mode here. So click on the check mark. Let's have a look at paint mode. Now, what it means by any creator, this is the cell creator. In the creature stage, you have a creature creator. Technically, this cell is three-dimensional. At least as I understand it. There's actually a 3D model in there as I'm making this. Now, when you get into the creature stage, you'll have access to all three dimensions. In this case, you're just looking straight down on it, and the way you can place parts is limited by that. You can't, for example, put something directly underneath it, on the bottom side. There just isn't a way to do that. Okay, this maybe? Let's have a look at the second page here. How about I start with that look? And then I'll go back over here and okay, something to defend myself, perhaps. Just a little bit. That's the spike I just gained. Now, I could have added a second mouth if I want, but I won't do that right now. I'll just go ahead, just leave that on the back in case they come and try to bite me from behind. And, okay, I've got to make a name for this creature. Whatever. That'll work. Description. Whatever. Yeah. Let's see. grab this piece of food over here. Oh, I can't, okay. I can't use the touch screen to run the food, apparently. Or maybe there's a way and I haven't figured it out yet, but yeah. I'm not going to try to figure it out while I'm being chased by, Oh, okay. I actually found a way. It's awkward, so I think I'll go back to using the keyboard. But yeah, it is possible to use the touch screen. You just kind of have to, like, drag along the screen. Not enough to just, like touch or something in the position where you'd like it to run to. Yeah, there, my defense thing worked. That's cool. Grab this piece of food here. Yeah, I don't think that one's going to be deterred by that tiny little spike I've got on the back there. Oh, maybe a little bit. Let's see, I have 12 DNA points right now. Here we go. Have some more food. Now here's what I was saying. Those little single cellular ones, you can see on here they're attached to other cells of various sizes, and it's you know, there's your differentiation. That some of these cells, not just different sizes, they're different styles, different shapes, different. Notice these cells that the ones I'm eating are attached to have little spikes on them that hold on to them, or that they're attached to. So that would be like a differentiated cell. But notice when you get larger, now that differentiated cell is the one that I'm eating, because it's more my size. And the little teeny tiny ones that were attached to it, I don't see them anymore. It could be they've all been eaten, maybe they're just too small to see. But this is how the game works. So again, well, it's not exactly like our universe. It's actually pretty far from it. And the cells aren't really singular. The single cells, they're not really multi-cell either. They're made of parts. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit the mating call button again. And find the mate. Now remember, I don't know if you caught it or not, but how I got that spike in the first place is one creature ate another creature and it released the spike for me. I believe that was the way that went, and it basically did that as a demonstration of how to get parts from other creatures. Because again, not our universe. In our universe, things don't work that way. Parts don't like go from one creature to another by being dropped out of them when they get killed and then picked up. And they don't get placed in a cell creator or a creature creator either. In fact, as far as I can tell, no life forms on our planet have been made by a creator, unless you count that that one single-celled organism that was constructed by DNA made artificially. Yeah, humans have actually done that. So, yeah. A few changes. Should I add one more spike just because I can? Sure, why not? In the front or in the back? Don't know. I'll leave them there for now. So the idea behind adding the spikes is I'm thinking maybe I can get some parts that way. Now, I'm not the kind of person who would go around, killing things to get parts out of them if that's how that worked in this universe. But this is a game. The things in here don't have feelings. I'm not actually, hurting anything real, and so I can recognize that and live with it. In spite of the fact that there's always going to be some part of my brain that says, no, don't do it. Because sympathizing with things that aren't really real. And that's part of what makes a game fun to play is, it's not reality. Like trying to get away from this guy, is there a little bit of maybe fear involved? I mean, it doesn't feel quite like fear, but there's an emotion there, and it sort of resembles fear. Okay, I got that. And, I'm still trying to get away from this guy. This guy's got as many spikes as I've got. Be careful of them. What? Go back down this way. Trying to find where that food went. Not that one. Can't eat that one. Those guys trying to eat me there. Okay, this one's almost finished off anyway. I might as well bump into him again if I can manage. It's a little hard to bump into with all those spikes. Guess he found the same thing about me. There we go. And no parts. Just little chunks of meat, which I can't eat because I don't have a carnivorous or omnivorous mouth. I only have an herbivorous mouth. And in this game, that's what prevents you from eating the wrong kind of food, is what kind of mouth do you have. Now, biological life here on Earth, again, doesn't work that way. The reason some animals are herbivorous and some are carnivorous, well, first off, there's a matter of preference. What do they prefer to eat? But then that preference tends to evolve in as instinctual, and throughout their life becomes habitual, and that instinct, that hurt. That instinct, of course, is also it's an evolved trait, and is selected for because, oops, missed that plant. Because some animals can digest plants better and some can digest meat better. And if you've got an animal that just can't digest plants well enough to survive, if it takes on the lifestyle of a vegetarian, it's not going to do very well. Yeah, I can't keep up with those things. They are way too fast. Can I find that one again? Is he in this general area? Yeah, that might be him down there. Him, her, it. Again, like I said, pronouns. And here you can see these parts are different than the other parts I've eaten from the plants, but it's still the same plant. I'm just looking at a larger one with larger parts. And the smaller parts come attached to the larger parts. So it seems to be the only plant in the game. Here's a tiny one. Or maybe this is not the same plant and it's just made in the same basic structure. That I'm not really sure. I guess if I looked it over really carefully, I could probably figure that out. But yeah, there's a bubble that doesn't pop. What in the world? I am in a bad spot here. And yet I didn't die. Yet. Yet I didn't die yet. Yeah, that's redundant. Gee whiz, these guys really want me bad. I must look awfully tasty. What just happened? I don't know. It went to a progress bar, I guess. And it's showing that I've went to herbivore here. It says I killed 3 cells. I've ate 18 plant buds here. I ate 56 plant buds there. Ate 8 plant buds here. And if you look at the icons, it's the exact same plant bud. But does that mean it's the same plant? Not necessarily. I think the game designers didn't really care. It's a plant. And when you get into the creature stage, all you eat is fruit. So yeah, okay. I guess I should clarify that. It seems to be only one kind of plant in the cell stage. Creature stage has a different kind of plant, fruiting plant. It seems to have a different structure than this one, and the fruiting plants come in quite a few different forms. So you could call those different kinds of plants. Oh no, I can't. No, I can't go after that guy. He's too small. My spikes don't even hurt him anymore. And yet, and as much bigger as that guy is than me, I'm guessing his spikes would hurt me. I am stuck here. Okay, I died. And so I'm born into another generation. Yes, reincarnation is real in this game. But only for playing characters, for people, playing the game. The non-playing characters, well, in a sense, I guess reincarnation is probably real for them too, because the same pieces of program code get used again. And nope, can't do anything to that. I think that's a corpse. Probably died from being electrocuted. Here, let's go ahead and go after this guy, because he can only electrocute me once. And then I can grab this electrocute part. Have another plant. And there we've got a larger version of the plant. And again, it doesn't exactly look like the same plant, but the structure is so similar. For all practical purposes, it's the same plant again, just bigger. As a matter of fact, I would be somewhat surprised if it wasn't if these plants weren't actually, in a sense, evolved by the designers. In other words, that they started out with one kind of plant and made multiple kinds of plants out of it, in a sense. Not necessarily all of them, but at least some of them, because it would save them some time. Yep, can't do anything to this guy, so there. I can't do anything to this guy, but he could electrocute me. Not exactly, not exactly fair. But that's how the game is made. And, you know, it is what it is. We don't live in a fair universe either. And is it fair, you know, is it fair to that creature that I'm like many times its size? You know, fairness is a complex concept. It's not as simple as just equality, because things aren't always equal. Yeah, watch out for that guy. Yeah. So I'm going to keep getting electrocuted by those tiny little guys. Now that bigger one there I could go after. I don't know what the use of it would be. I don't see any parts he's got that I'd want to get. Okay, now that I've grown a little larger, maybe I can find something bigger worth going after. Can I eat any parts of that plant? I don't know. He won't let me get near it. Notice they're only interested in going after me. There's like several others of my same species over there, and this guy is not interested in them, even though they're not trying to get away. Got one trying to get away, and it's the only one the game makes anybody go after. Just because I'm the one playing the game. And the game doesn't treat every creature in here the same. The non-playing characters are not treated like someone playing the game. Trying to go that way, and this guy's getting in my way. Where did it go? There it is. Those things are so fast. Apparently he got stabbed by my little tiny pokey parts too many times. And, yeah. So the smaller ones can affect the bigger ones. How about that? But, yeah, but that bigger one can eat me too. And, now, I will say, there is that, where, that's sort of the same, because if I had a carnivore mouth, I could eat the little teeny tiny life forms that I can't hurt with my spikes. So there is that. And can I hurt this guy with my spikes? Nope. He's too big for me to hurt with my spikes. Can't do a thing to him, apparently. That, or if it is causing any damage, it sure ain't showing it. He's looking at me. Grab a piece of plant and run. Nope, couldn't get a piece of plant on the way by. Ah, I got a new part. Spit poison. Okay, let's collimate, I suppose. It's over there on the right. a little bit upward. And make some changes. I actually wish this game would, keep like earlier stages around. I mean, at least one or two earlier stages around, it would be more realistic. I mean, when I go in there and when I make some changes to my creature, there won't be any left in the game that look like what I used to look like. And to me, it would make more sense for there to be, if the mutation is happening on just mine, it would make more sense if I went back in there and none of them were like me. And maybe after a while that would start to change. That, more and more would get to be like me. But even then, you'd think, if the one that had the mutations didn't do any reproducing, where would more like it be coming from? But these are questions that, people who don't understand biological evolution should ask themselves about the way they think they understand evolution. And when I say people who don't understand evolution, I don't mean people who think they understand evolution. I don't mean people who think they don't understand evolution. I mean people who think they do understand evolution, but really don't. And if anybody watches this who thinks there's no such thing as evolution, you don't understand evolution. That's it. If you don't think there's a such thing as evolution, you don't understand evolution, because you can see it all around you if you know what it is, if you understand it. Let's see. This part will speed me up. I have one of those already. Speed 1. Okay. So that's not helpful. What if I do this? There. Pretty simple configuration, and I'll head out with that. Now that's several changes, and again, not the way things evolve here on planet Earth, not the way life evolves here, here on planet Earth. We don't have, like one generation goes by and you've got all these changes. Of course, you can explain that away. You could say, well, out there in the game, it's really many generations going by, and that's why they all end up looking like this. And I'm just like guiding the evolution through this cell creator. And sometimes, game designers, when they write a game, that or game promoters, will write storylines like that and say, yeah, that's how that works in the game world. But the truth of the matter is, the game is a computer program, and it's not actually going through multiple generations unless they programmed it that way. So for me to say it's going through multiple generations, I'd be guessing, conjecturing, that's all. And I don't know that it's doing any such thing. Let's see. Change them to green, maybe? Or how about orange? Yeah, we'll leave them orange for a while. Now, creatures that you create are kept in a database online. If you're logged in when you play this game and connected to the internet, but the cells are not considered creatures, and it doesn't save the cells. I'm trying to get this tiny little plant over here. There it is. And I really wish that you know, that it actually kept the cells as well. Just because it would be interesting to go back and look at you know, ones that you've made in the past and compare them, and you know, look at their timeline. Now you do get a progress line when you move into the cell stage. There is a progress bar that shows all of the different saved stages. In other words, well, not saved as in, like, you know, where the game would return to if say it crashed or something, but saved in the sense of saved on the timeline. Every time you go into the creator and make some changes, it keeps an image of that, of you know, what you were last like, how your creature was last your cell was last put together, and so all of those stages can be seen, just images of them. You get some idea, but there again, I actually wish that, you know, they would keep those old stages around. At least to the point where, you know, I mean, okay, I was smaller in those stages, supposedly, so, you know, keep the smaller ones around, at least to the point where they're still visible. And when they get down to so small they're not visible anymore, then obviously don't bother. Congratulations, you're on the path to sentience. So I hit the end of my progress bar. When it comes to swimming in sludge, you rule the pool. When you're ready to stretch your legs in the big wide open, click the advance button. And somebody out there might see this and think, what legs? Good observation. Now, I could continue going on in here. I'm not going to do it. But I am going to hold on to my meat eater mouth, because I might want to eat meat on land if I, you know, can't find enough plants around, or if the opportunity just happens to show itself. There's some meat laying around. It makes me more flexible, and I'm not going to have the opportunity to get... again, these things are made out of parts. I can change parts when I get on land. I can get new mouths, but not a new meat-eating mouth, because I'm an herbivore. That's, you know, because I've been eating only plants, and I did put on that meat-eating mouth. Did I eat any meat? I don't think I actually did. Let's have a look. This timeline shows a history of the actions you've taken during life as a cell. You have established a trait which earns you unique abilities that will benefit your future generations. Which path have you chosen? And so here we are, Generation 1, Generation 2, Generation 3, Generation 4. Not a lot of generations, because I didn't actually go into the creator many times. And yes, I ate one piece of meat, and that moves this line downward a little bit. But notice, it would have had to move down a long way to get down to carnivore, or even herbivore for that matter. So here we go. Click on the check mark. And we go into the creature creator. Hypothetically, I'm waiting for it to load. And there we are. So, and as you can see, there's the answer to what legs. So rather than go straight into that, I am going to end this video and I'll come back and continue with my whatever as a creature in the next video. Thanks for watching.